is going on at Epic Universe? Theme park fans are not happy. Hello everybody, welcome. Epic Universe is the modern theme park of the future. Yet more and more people seem to be unsatisfied with the park, and moreover seem to be completely missing the point. Six months ago, everybody was praising Epic Universe as the theme park of the future, saying it was the most amazing theme park ever created. Things like Epic Universe is the Disney killer. It is going to put Disney completely out of business. People were saying Epic Universe is just a total game changer when it comes to theme parks. Watch out, Disney, you need to be paying attention because Epic Universe is where it's at. These are all the things that people were saying for weeks and weeks 6 months ago. But here we are just a few months later, and those same people seem to be coming out against Epic Universe. In fact, the negativity around Epic Universe seems to be at an all-time high and rising. Some are going so far as to call it a half-day park, which to me is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, come on, a half-day park for Epic Universe? I've been hearing this more and more, and I'm just completely floored. Like, I am stunned. I'm not saying that Epic Universe is perfect by any means, but to go so far as to say it's a half-day park or less just is really shocking to me. Now, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, absolutely, but these comments got me thinking. But before I go further, I want to shout out Sean in Orlando. He gave me the idea for this video. He recently did a TikTok over on his channel talking about how he had heard people calling this a half-day park, and he sort of had his thoughts about it. If you don't know Sean in Orlando, he's awesome. He's a totally awesome guy. Check him out at Sean in Orlando. He's on TikTok, YouTube, etc. You're going to want to check him out. Now, what exactly is going on with Epic Universe? Why all the backlash? What's happening? And here's what I think it comes down to. Epic Universe is a theme park, not an amusement park. Let me say that again. Epic Universe is a theme park, not an amusement park. If you look up amusement parks and theme parks on Google, this is what it says. An amusement park offers primarily a collection of rides, games, and attractions without a central overarching theme. Theme parks, on the other hand, have a strong, cohesive theme that integrates rides, shows, and environments into an overarching story or concept. If we think of other parks around the world, something that would be a theme park is like an Epic Universe or an Epcot or even an Islands of Adventure. Amusement parks, on the other hand, would be things like Kings Island in Cincinnati, Cedar Point, or even Six Flags type parks. Now, I would argue that Epic Universe is the most theme park of any theme parks in the entire world. Everything at Epic Universe is immersive, story-driven, cohesive, from the attractions to the foods to the look and feel, down to the smallest detail is part of the overarching theme of the park. But everyone seems to be focusing primarily on the rides. And I have to say this, if you are looking at Epic Universe just through the lens of rides, then you are setting an unrealistic expectation that is ultimately going to fail you when you visit. Epic is not an amusement park. It is not all about the roller coasters and rides. It is a theme park that has a cohesive story down to the minute detail that completely brings you into that world and immerses you and makes you feel like you're part of that story. Even Universal themselves says Epic Universe, 5 immersive worlds, 1 amazing theme park. But on the other hand, I also completely understand why people are thinking of it from a ride perspective and really just evaluating it on that level. Let's explain a little bit. Because of the way Epic Universe opened with the limited availability of ticket types, almost everyone who has been to Epic Universe and is going to be going to Epic Universe this year will be going once for 1 day only. There are a few people who are going to go multiple days. I've been a few times, but most people in general are going to go or have gone for 1 single day. And this is by design for Universal. They have severely limited the way you can purchase tickets, and it's very expensive to go more than a day. So when you are paying almost $200 to go to a theme park for 1 single day, your mindset is going to be try to get all of the rides and as many things done as possible in that day. Maybe get some food, maybe catch a show, maybe try to walk around and see some things, but for the most part, you are focused on getting to experience the big marquee attractions, those e-ticket attractions, as many of those in that single day as you can, because you know you're not going to be coming back most likely for a while, and you don't want to miss out on that ride. So most people who are going to the parks are only focused on and experiencing these big rides. Your mentality certainly is not, let me go to Epic Universe and just loaf around. Maybe sit on a park bench, take in the views, discover all the lore, and have a bunch of meaningful character interactions. That's just not going to be most people's mindset. It makes sense, I totally get it, but I have to say, if that is your mindset, if your mentality is to go in, just hit all the attractions, then it is unfair to look at it that way in totality and judge it and call it a half-day park. It's really not telling the whole picture or the truth of this amazing theme park. I was talking to some people the other day and I said, I can't wait to go to Epic Universe and it not be about the rides. Just to go to Epic Universe and not even ride anything. Just to chill and relax and look around and just experience the park and the splendor and majesty of this thing. I do this at other theme parks all the time. I go to Epcot and don't even ride anything. I go to Magic Kingdom, I don't even ride anything. I just walk around and enjoy the park. But I can do that because I have an annual pass and I can go frequently. I can go whenever I want to. But at Epic Universe, it's ride, 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 ride. Get to the rides as quick as possible. So like I said, I can't wait to the day when I can be able to go to Epic Universe as much as I want and it not be about the rides. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about all the amazing things that I think people aren't seeing about this park, that they're totally missing the point. There are so many things to offer. Let's talk about How to Train Your Dragon Land Isle of Berk first. This land is the largest and most immersive, in my opinion, of all the lands. There are so many details, so many character interactions and animatronics just throughout this entire park, and the look and feel and the scenery. It's almost like there are micro show moments throughout the entire land that continue the story of Isle of Berk and the How to Train Your Dragon films. Then you have the Untrainable Dragon show, which once again is an amazing show, but it continues the story and the lore of How to Train Your Dragon. Everything is woven into that overarching story of How to Train Your Dragon. Think about shows like Lion King and Finding Nemo the musical over at Animal Kingdom. Those are fantastic shows. Absolutely fantastic. I love them. But they are not a continuation of any theme in that park. It's literally just a one-off show that you go and watch. It's not continuing the story of that entire immersive area. It is just a one-off. The difference here, Untrainable Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon, it's part of the land. Every single thing in that land is continuing the story and immersing you more into that world. And it's just a whole different level than what we've seen anywhere else. Then you have all the amazing food, eating like a Viking. All the foods feel very How to Train Your Dragon, Viking-esque things to eat. And then of course the attractions then lend themselves to continue once again the story. They're not just things that you hop on and it's like, ooh, I gotta rush from that. It's meant to sort of round out the experience and create more immersion for you. And I hope that people, when they ride these attractions, are seeing that. You think of Hiccup's Wing Gliders, that's riding on the back of Toothless and experiencing flying all around the Isle of Berk. Dragon Racers Rally is basically a Viking-made dragon trainer. It's a training mechanism that they've created to help you learn how to ride on and maneuver a dragon. Once again, expanding the story. Fire Drill is a Viking watery boat battle preparing you to put out fires because dragons breathe fire. And then there's an entire Viking training camp for youngsters. So everything in this world just blends together. Over at Dark Universe, you have the village of Darkmoor. This is a town filled with and dominated by monsters where humans are the guests in this land. There are decaying enclosures of the mole people, which was inspired by the 1956 Universal Monsters film. There's the blood-filled well in the center of the town when you enter, which is essentially the feeding location for all of the vampires that live beneath the town. Vampires can't be out during the day, so they're underneath in the catacombs. There's an entire catacombs under Darkmoor. There's even some entrances you can see right there in the beginning of the Darkmoor village. The well is essentially the feeding. They drop things down there. They feed things down to the vampires who are down in the catacombs. That's why it's blood red in there. There's a Latin inscription on the side of the well, and this translates to "Never forget that you exist by our will alone." Again, just expanding the lore and the story and the power that these monsters have. You have the Guild of the Mystics, which is selling all these like charms and things to protect you from werewolves. And then of course you have Frankenstein's Manor with Monsters Unchained, where Victoria Frankenstein, the great-granddaughter of Dr. Henry Frankenstein, the creator of Frankenstein's monster, continues his work and legacy. Das Steakhouse is a restaurant, a food location there that is essentially run by the familiars of vampires. They're essentially protecting their vampire masters that live below them. They're scoping out patrons that go to this restaurant for potential feedings. Then there's the Burning Blade Tavern, which is the hangout for the local monster hunters. Curse of the Werewolf, where you get to experience escaping the cursed woods around Darkmoor and escaping a hungry pack of werewolves chasing you. And then so many character interactions in this lane. Frankenstein's monster, his bride of Frankenstein, Igor, Invisible Man, monster hunters, musicians. It literally teleports you to a completely different world. Then you have Super Nintendo World, which immerses you in the video game world, the franchises that you love. And this entire land is filled with interactive games and experiences that I feel like a lot of people pass by, or they just think they're for little kids and they just run to the big attractions. These interactive games make you feel like you are living inside of a video game and you are actually participating, you're punching blocks, and you're doing experiences with your power band and leveling up and fighting bosses. There's even these augmented reality tower view sort of binoculars that you can look through throughout the park, and there's this, it overlays all these characters from the video games like Koopas and the flying mushrooms, Goombas, like all across the land. If you look at it, if you look through these binoculars, you can see all this cool stuff that isn't really there, and it makes it feel even more like you're just in a video game. You can interact with your characters, your favorite characters, Mario, Luigi, Peach, Toad, Donkey Kong. Beautifully themed food and restaurants. And then of course the attractions, which are meant to make you feel like you are experiencing a level or an element or setting in one of your iconic games like Mario Kart, and of course the Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, a runaway minecart chase, or just the chill Yoshi's Adventure. Everything meant to make you feel like you're now even further into a video game. Wizarding World of Harry Potter has you step into a 1920s Paris. There are all these interactive wand experiences throughout the entire land, interactions with magical creatures, talking portraits. There's a fantastic restaurant, Le Goblet Noir, which is supposed to be a dark haunt for all these witches and warlocks. Le Cirque Arcanu, the show there, which again further enhances the interaction and the engagement with this sort of like circus style magical creature show. Almost feels like it could literally be on the streets of Paris under a big circus tent. The amazing Flu Network that takes you into the British Ministry of Magic, where you literally walk in and you just see the most amazing structures that you have ever seen at a theme park. These lands are truly amazing. And then of course there is Celestial Park, and this really is the cosmic heart of Epic Universe. This is the otherworldly hub that transports you into these other worlds. Everything about Epic Universe has a story, has an element to immersiveness, has something that brings cohesiveness that is meant to draw you in even further into the experience. It really is the modern and the ultimate definition of a theme park, in my opinion. If you don't like Epic Universe, if you don't enjoy Epic Universe, then maybe you don't love theme parks. I get it, maybe you had a bad experience, you had to wait really long, maybe some of the attractions were down, maybe you didn't get to do all the things you wanted to do, but if you didn't like it, you may be more of an amusement park fan. Again, is Epic Universe perfect? No, absolutely not. But this is also phase one. There is so much more coming. And I, for one, hope that as they continue to expand and continue to add more things, that they stay in the mindset and focus on keeping this a theme park. Anything they build should add to the theme park and not bend the knee by just slapping the latest and hottest attraction into their park with little thought. Again, Epic Universe, fantastic park. They haven't got everything worked out right now, but I just really implore you, look at the big picture and appreciate it for what it is. It's a theme park. It is the very definition of a theme park, and it is spectacular. So anyhow, that's my take. Love to hear from you down in the comments. What do you think? What are you expecting more of? Are you on the same page as me? Do you feel like maybe people are just missing the point? Or is there something else going on that maybe I'm just not seeing? Let me know down in the comments. I love to hear from you. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.